Hey everyone, what's up? I'm going to try this for a third time because it seems every time I'm doing my predictions it goes over 20 minutes and I don't want this to go into a two-parter. The reason being it's a little hard to get a two-parter, especially when you have to upload the video straight from your memory card. But anyway, let's talk about Extreme Rules that happens this Sunday. Now, as we found out on Monday Night Raw, the kickoff show match will be Dolph Ziggler and Baron Corbin in a no disqualification match. Now, prediction-wise, I would go with Baron Corbin because I would like to see Dolph win, but how many times are you going to push Dolph and not follow through on it? Because if you're going to push somebody, you're going to give them that ball and let them run with it and score a touchdown, you got to let them run with it. You cannot let someone tackle them just an inch short of the goal line. So, prediction-wise, I'm going with Baron Corbin because it sounds like they're kind of even match-wise. You know, Dolph's 1-1, Baron's 1-1. So this probably, even if it's on the kickoff show, is the blow-off. So I would definitely go with Baron because this is the kind of match being no disqualification that you need to establish Baron Corbin as a freaking lone wolf monster. Basically, in the veins of a Bad News Brown, because if any of you remember Bad News Brown, if any of you are longtime hardcore fans, you know that the guy, when he was in WWE, he was portrayed in the WWE, and I'm sure there's several promotions, as a loner. As someone that didn't get along with, didn't like the heels, and didn't like the babyfaces, basically was an island among himself. This is the match they need to make. This is the match that they need to allow Baron Corbin to make himself noticed and established as that same kind of guy by beating the crap out of Dolph Ziggler. So, prediction-wise, I'm going with Baron Corbin. Booking-wise, I think they're going to do the same thing. And that's the kickoff show match. Now, as far as the main card goes, the first match I believe that's going to kick off the main card is going to be the Fatal 4-Way for the Intercontinental Championship. And it's 25% booking here. Because they could go either four-way. Either one of the four ways. Now, prediction-wise, I wouldn't have a problem with either one because each has a reason for it happening. Cesaro becoming champion is basically to cap off his return, his comeback, as well as a reward for, I guess, finally finding his niche, his gimmick. Owens, I think, a good choice as well because at least it caps off so far what's been a successful first year on the main roster, if not in the company overall for him. Because within a year's span, within a year's span, he's not only been the NXT champion, but he's now, and not only has he been beaten John Cena in his first match on the main roster, but he's also a 3-time Intercontinental champion as of Extreme Rules. It could cap off a great year, and it could solidify maybe the source material that we've been hearing, the source material that states Vince McMahon is now reconsidering pushing Kevin Owens, and maybe this could be that rocket that Kevin needs to get that push, and maybe it's the momentum he'll need going into Money in the Bank because you know as well as I do Kevin Owens is going to be in the Money in the Bank match. But anyway, getting back to what I'm saying, and it also could continue his feud with Sami Zayn because now you have Sami wanting to continue it with Kevin even more so to try to derail that momentum Kevin's on. You know, it could continue that feud and rivalry in some way. Well, now you have Sami chasing him, and he's going to try to avoid Sami and people associated with Sami and those that want after his title as much as they can. That could be a great story arc for him as well. Sami Zayn definitely could be a good choice because it could be a reward for coming back from his injury. Redemption-wise, storyline-wise, it could be a good closure to his redemption, getting back, redeeming himself after an injury, redeeming himself against Kevin Owens, and basically it also allows his feud, his rivalry with Kevin Owens to continue because now you have a reason for Kevin Owens to want to continue fighting Sami, going after Sami because he has the Intercontinental Championship, something that Kevin Owens wants. So it's 25% prediction here. Miz, I wouldn't have a problem if they kept it on Miz because if they're going to keep him as the champion, and if according to several rumors and sources, he's going to get that push again. He's going to get that push once more to the upper mid-card epsilage, easy for me to say, and lower main event status, basically the upper mid-card status, lower main event status, with the possibility that he could be challenging for the WWE World title probably before this year's out, then I wouldn't have a problem with that either. I wouldn't have a problem with Miz retaining the title if it means he continues getting this push that he obviously has earned, and possibly, you know, getting him to that upper mid-card status, keeping him there, and maybe putting him at that lower main event status, where at least, like I said, maybe for a month or so, he challenges whoever the champion is for the WWE World Heavyweight title. I wouldn't have a problem with that. The tag team title match, New Day against the Vaudevillains. I know a lot of people want the New Day to win. I'm okay with that. But prediction-wise, if you're going to show that NXT is the future, and you're going to show that you're finally giving this tag team division a shot of adrenaline once again, just like you did about a year or so ago, then this is the match to do it in. And the way you do it is by giving the Vaudevillains the tag team titles. Because you're basically, to me, it shows that you're trying to build the Vaudevillains on the main roster as a tag team that is always one step ahead, or at least always has a plan. And for their opponents. I mean, we saw what they did to New Day last night on Raw after that whole time machine segment, taking out all three members. So if they could do that, then obviously it shows that they will always be a step ahead or have a plan. So to me, this is the best opportunity to get to kind of freshen up the tag team division, and by doing so, giving the Vaudevillains the tag team titles, and at the same time, you allow the New Day this time, after having a great run as champions, this time you're having the New Day chasing the Vaudevillains. You're having them chase the Vaudevillains to try to get the gold back for a third time. But what you do is, even though you have them chase and challenge, you don't let them win. You don't let them get the belts back. And by doing so, you slowly start to let the New Day individually go off and do their own things. Keep them as a unit. You know, take a page out of what you're doing with the Lucha Dragons, but let them go off and do their own thing. Let them challenge for some individual championships. You know what I'm saying? Like, let Kofi challenge for maybe a shot at being the WWE World title, a world champion. Let Big E go for the Intercontinental, maybe Xavier for the US. But let them go their own way. Let them go after some individual gold, but keep them as a unit. Like I say, take a page out of the Lucha Dragons. But I do see in my predictions, the Vaudevillains, I predict the Vaudevillains are going to walk out the WWE Tag Team Champions. And booking wise, I know it's 50-50, because New Day is very over, the merchandise is selling. And that's my alarm going off. That's my alarm on my Kindle going off. I have it set for a certain time in case I have to work. But anyway, I know the New Day is very over. The merchandise is selling very well. But I think the time is right to put the belts on a new tag team, especially a tag team that literally the WWE Universe does not like. It's not the NXT Universe, because believe me, they're going to get cheered. The Vaudevillains will get pops on Sunday, because you're going to have an NXT crowd out among those WWE Universe, among that overall WWE Universe crowd in New Jersey. But the point is, I think the time is right for the Vaudevillains to become the tag team champions. The time is right to put the titles on another tag team. And, you know, a lot of people are saying, well, they're going to keep it on the New Day till Enzo and Cass come back. You realize it doesn't matter who Enzo and Cass face, right? Well, at least Enzo comes back and him and Cass can challenge. You realize it doesn't matter who they face, right? It doesn't matter if it's New Day, the Vaudevillains. It doesn't matter as long as they get the belts. So, my prediction, the Vaudevillains are going to walk out with the WWE Tag Team Championships. Booking-wise, I think that might be the direction the creative team is going to go with. Now, the U.S. title match. Let me check my time here. Okay, the U.S. title match. we have Kalisto against Rusev. Now, as much as I would like Rusev, not Rusev, but Kalisto to win this match on the main card, not on the kickoff show, but on the actual show itself, the actual pay-per-view itself, and establish himself as a legit United States champion, I think you need to give the US belt to Rusev to jumpstart his career again. To re-jumpstart his career and make him that Bulgarian brute monster that originally you wanted him to be when he came in. Now, of course, I think a lot of people know that if they do that, which obviously they might do, that if they do it, and like I said, they obviously might do, the only reason they put it on Rusev is so that come Memorial Day night, he drops it to John Cena. It's pretty much the reasoning. It's pretty much the reasoning. And I know it's stupid that they're going to do it that way. I know nobody likes that they're going to do that. But you know what? You don't want John Cena near the WWE title now, do you? So what better way to make his comeback complete than just let him become the United States champion again? So, prediction-wise, it's kind of 50-50, but as much as I'd like Kalisto to get this main card win, this victory on the main card, on the main pay-per-view, I do see Rusev winning. I would like to see Rusev win because it would jumpstart his career, even if it means he drops the title about a week later to John Cena on Memorial Day night. So, booking-wise, I think that's probably the direction they're going to go in, with Rusev winning and then dropping it a week later. So, prediction-wise, it's 50-50. Booking-wise, I think they're going with Rusev, so he drops it to John Cena. That's about it. Okay, the next match we have is the Asylum match. Now, this match was made last night, and basically, a little bit of trivia for some of you that don't know. There was a previous Asylum match in WCW. So WWE is not the first major promotion to have an Asylum match. WCW is, but the WWE is the first major promotion to do it right. If you catch my drift. They're the first ones to do it right. Because when WCW had their Asylum match at Bash at the Beach 2000, it was basically a match that was contested in the ring. You had a cage, but the cage was about the size of my room in a circle. It was an oval-shaped cage that, like I said, was about the size of my room in a circle, and it contained Scott Steiner, Rick Steiner, and Tank Abbott in a 2-on-1 handicap match, which Scott Steiner did win. But it was a smaller cage, so like I said, it was about the size of my room if you cut a circle around here in my room. That's how big the thing was. This is basically a cage match that, with the cage painted black, and in addition, a second tier added to it that has weapons hanging from that second tier. Now, like I said in my review, my Raw review, I thought maybe there was a roof up there, maybe they'll add the roof later, but it looks like there's going to be no roof, and the way you get the weapons apparently is you climb up and get the weapons. So, and the weapons they showed that will be on display, although some of them may or may not be used, is a barbed wire 2x4, fire extinguisher, straight jacket, mop, which I think they're just going to replace with a kendo stick, and whatever else they're going to come up with. Mitch in a plastic pot, and again, whatever else they could come up with. Nunchucks, and whatever else. It might be an interesting match. It will be physical, will be brutal. Will they use some of these weapons? I don't know. They might make an exception because it's Extreme Rules, but we'll have to wait and see. But I do predict that Ambrose is going to go over in this match, and because if it is Jericho's last match with the company for a while, I think they're going to book Ambrose to go over Jericho. So that's going to be a very interesting match that these two have at Extreme Rules. Now, the next match is the Women's Championship submission match. Now, the stipulation or stipulations added to this is one, Ric Flair is banned from ringside, and even if he thinks for 1 second of coming down that aisle during the match, Charlotte will forfeit the championship. So, obviously this is going to be a very good women's match because it's not a pinfall match, it's a submission only. And we haven't really seen that many kind of matches featuring the women with this kind of stipulation. So it's going to be really interesting. Booking wise, it's kind of 50-50. They keep the belt on Charlotte, that's great, but who do you got her facing next? That's going to be the question. Who do you have her facing next? Do you have her facing Becky Lynch? Do you have her facing Paige? Do you have her facing a returning Nikki Bella? I don't know. We'll have to wait and find out. But it's kind of 50-50 because I also see him giving it to Natalya as a thank you for everything she's done. You know, and at least allow her to say that she was the second woman to hold both the Divas Championship and the Women's Championship in her career. So I think if they give it to Natalya, it's going to be as a thank you. And if she does drop it to Charlotte, it might be in a retirement match. I'm just saying. So it's kind of 50-50 booking. You know, Charlotte, it looks like they're going to, with her, it looks like whether she remains champion or not, it looks like they're teasing something between her and Stephanie, if they still want to hold off on Shane and Triple H for later on in the year, if they even do that at all. So it looks like they're teasing something between her and Stephanie. We'll see what happens there, if it culminates in a match down the line. But overall, prediction-wise, it's kind of 50-50. I mean, I'd like Charlotte to retain, because, you know, you want to keep it on her till the right opponent faces her, which obviously we all want to be Sasha Banks or Becky Lynch. But honestly, I don't know. It's a toss-up. I mean, I'd like to see Natalya get it, but it's a toss-up. Now, the next match, of course, is the WWE World Heavyweight Championship match between Roman Reigns and AJ Styles in Extreme Rules, which is an Extreme Rules match. This is going to be good. This is going to be really good. Prediction-wise, I would like to see AJ Styles win, because I think he does deserve it after everything he's done in his career. But I think like a lot of people, I see Roman winning. But I see maybe a twist being put here. I see the twist being that they finally, hopefully, decide to turn Roman heel. And it's revealed that it was him behind everything over the past few weeks. And that you have Anderson and Gallows, who you want to get heat on. You want to have them as heels, be the ones aligned with Roman. So, prediction-wise, I would like to see AJ win. But I got a feeling it's going to be Roman. And I have a feeling they might finally pull the trigger on a Roman's heel turn that culminates in Anderson and Gallows joining forces with him, and him being the one behind everything. Do I think this match might be good? Oh, it's going to be good. They had a good one at Payback. You add Extreme Rules to the match. It's going to be even better, maybe. It's going to be brutal, but it might be better. Booking wise, I think it's kind of 50-50 with them. Well, actually, I should say 75-25. But I think they're probably going to go with Roman and maybe go in the direction, hopefully, that makes more sense, because Roman is getting booed out of the freaking building. People were cheering AJ when he hit him with that chair last night. So, my honest opinion, you got to go, if you're going to go with Roman, make him turn heel and have him be the one behind everything, and have Anderson and Gallows, who you want to get heat on as heels, align themselves with him. So, that's my predictions for Extreme Rules on this is my preview video here. So let me know what you guys think down below. I'll talk to y'all later.